That's not realistic at all, but we can't do anything about it. Oh, that was so good! Holy shit, great goal! With an amazing assist from Orkun Kokshu and a fucking delicious finishing from Di Maria there. Muzo. Di Maria. Oh, brilliant! Fucking great! Once again, Angel Di Maria saves the day. Hello, welcome once again to 7 Deadly Sins 2011. How are you doing? I hope that you had a great week. I hope that you had a great weekend. It's Monday, so, well, today is Monday as of the recording of this video. I don't know when this will be uploaded, probably Wednesday. But yeah, another week has started and we're back with more gaming. This time I decided to bring back the modern gaming videos. I did a Five Nights at Freddy's video a while ago, and it was a very short gameplay because I'm not really a fan of horror games. But today I decided to actually go ahead and record some gameplay of one of the very few PC games that I actually still play to this day, which is Football Manager. I'm European, specifically I'm Portuguese, so I'm used to playing football games, but when I say football, I mean what you Americans or other people in the world might call soccer. This is soccer, quote unquote, but I know it as football. Pretty much anyone who is correct knows it as football. I'm kidding. But yeah, decided to do a little bit of gameplay of Football Manager 2023. I have not acquired the 2024 edition, at least not yet. For now, I'm just sticking with the 2023 edition, namely with the updated rosters for the 2023-2024 season. So, yeah, if you're a fan of football, again, soccer, depending on where you know it, you will enjoy this video. If not, well, maybe it can be a way to enter you into the world of football. I don't know. We'll set about that. We'll just do a little bit of gameplay. I'm not really gonna try to do an entire season or anything. I'm just gonna do maybe a game or two, and that'll be that. So before anything, we're just gonna uh switch the language to English, just so it's more accessible to. Takes a bit. Again, my laptop is a little. My laptop is a little erratic. It's a budget laptop. This is not really a gaming rig by any means of the imagination, so it can perform. It has a decent budget laptop CPU, an AMD Ryzen 3 4300U, which I think is a decent enough CPU for a budget laptop, but it has integrated graphics and it's far from being a performance heavy PC. So let's just keep things modest. That's the reason why you saw a lot of lag on the Burnout Revenge video that I posted beforehand. The last one, I mean. So yeah, now we're going to be doing some Football Manager 2023. This is around halfway through the season, and I'm playing with Benfica, which is the team that I support. SL Benfica, the Glorioso, best team in the world. And we're going to be playing some Football Manager 2023. I believe this is a bit halfway through the season. the January transfer window has already started. We're just going to be playing a little bit. I'm not really going to make it too complicated. So the next game that we have is versus Braga, which is actually one of the strongest teams in in the Portuguese league. Not one of the three great teams, not one of the three biggest teams. Those would be Benfica, as well as Sporting and Futebol Clube do Porto. And actually, we beat Sporting 1-0 at home, and the last game that we played before this one, we beat Boa Vista, which is also a pretty decent team with great history. We beat them away 2-0. So the next game is going to be against Braga, and it's going to be for the Taça de Portugal, which translates to the Portuguese Cup. It's basically, if you're an English person, it's the FA Cup, but Portuguese. So yeah, we're going to be playing some Football Manager, and I don't really know where to begin because it's been a while since I touched this game. Like we can see that Gonçalo Guedes has been one of my best players. He scored 11 goals. Di Maria, who has been okay this season, he started off great, but in real life he started off great, but he hasn't really been performing lately. But here he's been performing great. And yeah, generally the team has been doing decently, even though in real life Roger Schmidt is kind of leaving things to be desired. So yeah, we'll no further ado. Let's continue. I don't really know what is there to do right now. We're only one day before the Braga settlement, so I think we're only going to go through some general tactics here. This is the team selection advice, so basically this is the assistant manager's choice of team. We're not really going to go with that for now. We're just going to stick to what we have, and we're gonna select the team afterward. This is a preview of the game. Doesn't matter. This is I don't really know who this is. Alvaro Magalhães, is that a player or something? Yeah, he's a manager. He's unemployed, so whatever. This is just a general comment on the game. Braga's boss on the rivalry, Artur Jorge, is the current Braga manager. That would be that. This is the team that we have, and we're just gonna go through some. We're just gonna go through some general things here. Really, nothing more of interesting. And for the record, I am recording gameplay and commentary at the same time, so just um, not really complicating things much. So we have a couple promises that we have to keep. Pablo Rosario is in progress. We know that that is in progress. This guy is getting some game time. He's a player from the youth. He's not a particularly standout player, but for some reason I promised that he would stay on it, that he would get some playing time. David Jurasek is a player that I'm going to sell, even though technically this is the first season that he started playing for us, but both in real life and in Football Manager, he's an average at best player. He's got a few decent traits, but he's very limited, all things considered. So he's not really worth it. Shiking is a player that I don't really have a great use for. If you know Benfica, you know that he has been a typical rotation player in the last few years, especially under Roger Schmidt. He's never really been anything substantial, even after people started memeing him for being Enzo Fernandez's replacement. Um, I mean, maybe for small type games like Taça de Portugal games or something like that, he would be a decent option. Otherwise, I think he's just occupying space that could be perfectly attributed to a much better player. And João Vitor is a player that has agreed that will receive agreed playing time on return from injury, which means he gets injured a lot. João Vitor is a player that on this gets injured quite a bit, so we're just going to give him playing time whenever he comes back. That said, I'm not really going to plan much ahead because you know, um, not really planning to do much with him. So yeah, there's not really a whole lot that I want to go over here. The team is very similar to that of the current team, and actually, some players in this game have been in much better form than in real life, like Artur Cabral, for example. We bought this guy for $20 million, and he's been He's been a goof, basically, but in the game, he's actually been pretty solid. He scored a bunch of goals, 10 goals and 5 assists, which is pretty solid. Although the best scoring player has been Gonçalo Guedes. Gonçalo Ramos does not count. He is on loan on PSG, just how he actually is in real life. Artur Cabrales and Angel Di Maria have both 10 goals. Henrique Araújo, again, is on loan, so he doesn't count. But David Neres has 9 goals, so he's the next best goal scorer. The team has generally been doing solidly, and yeah, I don't really have much to mess with. That said, I do have to take a look at the transfers because I'm pretty sure that the team is looking a bit limited. Oh yeah. We bought some excellent players like Dani Ceballos, who is a Real Madrid alumni. We have a midfield wise, we have a pretty stacked cast. We even bought I call it roster the cast, whatever. We even bought a defensive midfielder called Pablo Rosario from Lille, and we have a couple other big recruits this season. Benjamin Henriks, who started showing himself this season as an RB Leipzig player, has also been hired. And here we have basically the same season. Juan Bernat has been our starting player for the most part. He's not really been in great shape in real life. We don't really have much of a left back in real life ever since we sold Grimaldo to Bayer Leverkusen. David Jurasek has been the one I've been using the most, or would be, given how much his transfer fee cost. But because he's a very mediocre player, he's just been relegated to the bench. Bernat has been our starting player, but I'm not really planning on keeping him. He's been okay in the game. In real life, again, he's done pretty much nothing. But in the game, he's been okay, but I don't really see a huge, I guess, the word is missing, but I guess huge benefit from keeping him. I guess the only real benefit would be that at 29, he's a decent, experienced player and he can help the team mature, especially the younger players. But I've got Rafael Rodrigues here, and this kid, even though he's only 2 stars rated, I think he's a very good player, and he can mature into someone very special. As we can see, his profile says that he has 3-star potential, and again, it feels like that's low. That's nothing out of the ordinary. But I actually think that this kid performs very solidly, and he's a pretty competent and pretty well performing left back. So I think he has a future. Plus, I am very much a high proponent for having the players that are developed by the team's academy stay in our team. I like keeping the good players from the academy, especially as representatives of Benfica's star power potential. And that's considering that some of our youth aren't really available here. Like, for example, there's a player that's playing amazingly right now called João Neves, who I'm gonna put him up here on the squad. Where is he? Where's João Neves? There he is. This kid is amazing, and he's been carrying the team in real life right now at only the age of 18. Manchester United has shown interest in him, and he has 4-star ability, potential ability. I mean, but this season he's on loan, so yeah, and we're planning on loaning a lot of the youth players that don't really have much of a place here. For now, I think I'm going to keep Rafael Rodrigues as the main or one of the main left backs along with Bernat. Jurasek, as we saw in the home page, is going to be a player to sell. So yeah, I guess would it be worth looking at a potential uh, recruit, a potential new transfer? I mean, I don't know. I don't think we have much in the way of much in the way of lacking because again, we've got Di Maria, and in the game, I think we're going to keep him one more year just because even though he's 34 and he's basically out the door at this point, keeping him one more year helps the younger players develop. We've got the Vinage, we've got Gonçalves, who is not going to stay because he is too expensive, unless we can manage to get him on a loan again. Thiago Vea is also a player that's starting to show himself in real life, but in the game, I know that he's good, and again, I also think that he has started to show some real potential. I've known that he's a potential player ever since I started checking him out on the youth. But yeah, I'm glad to know that he is getting recognition both in real life and in the game. And we also have Casper Tengsted. He is average, I guess, but he's fine as a rotation player. He's actually scored quite a bit of goals in Football Manager. And again, a lot of these players can rotate in the forward position, so I don't really have much in the way of lack of depth. Even if the roster seems short, if you look at it from the perspective of 2023 to 2024, like players like João Mario who haven't really shown up much. But again, I think that those are just the semantics. So I think for now we are okay. Um, but but for now we are just gonna keep things as they are. So yeah. So no real changes there. Not really going to change the training tactics. Basically, I played this game on autopilot. Um, but again, I don't think there's much that needs to be changed because the team is already well. The team is very much set in stone, so we're not really gonna do much here. Felix, this is a winger that's a very very good potential promise from the youth team. Again, we can show here he has 4-star potential ability. He's really good. To those who have seen Benfica's academy games and youth games, you know who Felix is. I believe he's actually João Felix's brother. I forget if I think it's Hugo who is João Felix's brother. And if you've seen João Felix play, you know that he's a star, and his brother is every bit as good. We've got some. We'll just apply all of these, even though it doesn't matter in regards to Chiquinho. Jens Wessing is my assistant manager, but he's not really going to stay much because I don't think he's particularly fantastic. So we have a move here. João Rego has agreed a deal to leave the club and join Nacional da Madeira. He is happy to go along with Benfica's wishes by going out on loan. So it's a loan, and I think this is a player that has potential. He actually has a lot of potential. Holy shit! But because the main roster is so insanely crowded right now, and that's not even counting the player that I've shown, but I didn't really do much with yet, which is this kid, Daniel Jebison, who is moving to the main roster permanently as of next season. Because there's so much space. There's so many players, but not enough space for everyone. So I think this kid deserves to develop. So we're putting him out on loan here. And everything else, there's really nothing more to change. So we just move on. The João Rick deal has been set, and when you know it, Alexander Ba has been injured. This kid is also one of the other ones who is injured all the fucking time. What do we do? What do we have? This is the issue with the squad, is that even though there's a lot of players, there's also way too many people getting injured. Maybe that's because of the intensity of the training, which, for the record, we'll show you the tactics here. It's a 4-2-3-1 with vertical tiki-taka mentality, which is basically very similar to Roger Schmidt's style. So the only difference is that I think we play more on the wings than Roger Schmidt does. But then again, Schmidt last year was very wing-centric when Grimaldo was around. So yeah, with Ba out, we have one of our main right backs off. We still have Benjamin Henriks, and Benjamin Henriks is every bit as good. I do think Ba is a better offensive player, so he's a better winger per se, but Benjamin Henriks is a better overall left right back. and I do think that he is more complete as a whole. Ba is a little uneven regarding defensive work. So yeah, despite that, I do still think that Ba being injured is obviously a loss, especially in the big game against Braga. But thankfully, we do still have Benjamin Henriks, and he's going to be our starting player against Braga. So we're just gonna skip ahead. We'll just leave it to physio. There's no reason to rush his injury, and especially at a much costlier price. Yeah, the thing's a bitch. All right. Good to know. There's an inbox message. Some scouting updates. These are useful, but again, uh, not really much I can do right now because the team is pretty stacked at this point. That said, if you want me to do some transfers, or if you think I need to, do let me know in the comments below. Especially if you're a Benfica supporter. So yeah, we are on the 11th of January, so we're still pretty far off from the end of the window transfer. So we're just gonna move on to the game itself. So Wolverhampton wants to buy Florentino Luis. Florentino Luis is one of the main, most important midfielders that I have. I think that he's a phenomenal ball recovering midfielder. He's a fantastic defensive midfielder who is really good at what I just said. He's a great ball recovering player. Um, and I think that he would be a massive loss to my team, so I won't even consider his transfer right now. But otherwise, we've got some other things here. I'm just gonna set these, and yeah, not really much else that needs to be done. These are none of our games, so we can move on. I wish that there was more to say sometimes. Like, for example, I wouldn't want to make the loading screens boring, but finally we have some results. These are relevant results to the Portuguese league. So basically, Estoril Praia won. But they are in fourth, which is a pretty big deal for them. They are actually ahead of Braga. Famalicão won 2-0, and they are in 14th. And Gil Vicente grew with Boa Vista. Both teams are 9th and 10th. Guimarães, which is actually one of the bigger small teams in the country, losing to Estoril Praia. They're still in, well, actually, they're in a measly 15th place. They are doing pretty poorly. Casa Pia is on 6th, so they're actually doing better than the team they lost to. And as I said, Boa Vista and Gil Vicente are pretty much tied right at the middle of the board at 9th and 10th. So good for them. But now we're going to move on once and for all to the Braga game. And Henrique Araújo being player of the week is good news for his eventual return. Good to know that some of these players are required can play, although they are important players, so obviously we're going to keep that in mind. We're going to set the tactics fixtures. We're going to move ahead. We're not really going to do these changes, but we are going to do the opposition instructions. I think we can do all these just fine. Right, we're going to take care of the we're going to take care of the since Bai is injured, obviously he can't play. So we're going to start with on goal. That's a Portugal game, so there's no issue. I don't even mind playing Samuel Suarez, who is our backup keeper, I don't even mind playing him in the league. I actually think that in some ways he's better than Alex Anatoly Trubin, who is our starting keeper. He's certainly a better ball deliverer than, or a better. He plays better with his feet than Trubin does, and that's a statement considering Trubin is not bad himself with feet too. Um, I wasn't really planning on putting the all-out best team for this game. I was just thinking about putting some of the lesser playing teams. Never teams. We'll see what we do. I like Rafael Rodrigues, so I think he's gonna start ahead of Juan Bernat as the wing back uh, as wing back. Here it says wing back, but I actually think he's better. I actually think that he's better suited as a. Well, we'll see what he's better suited as. Actually, it says that he's better as a complete wing back, and makes sense because um, he's both solid defensively, but he's also really good offensively. So it makes perfect sense that he's a complete wing back. So we'll have him on support. Uh, for the right back position, as I said, Benjamin Henriks will be our starter, and he plays best as a fullback. We have two ball-playing defenders as center backs, Morata and Antonio Silva. Antonio Silva is one of our biggest prospects. I apologize. Morata has been a strong prospect for a long time, but he's been on the decline ever lately. He's solid, but limited in many ways. Kind of a dumbass when it comes to decision making. That said, I do think he's a solid player, so we're gonna keep Morata, especially as he's one of the very few left-footed center backs that I have. For the midfield, uh, Florentino Luis hasn't played all lately, so we're gonna put him as the defensive midfielder. We're gonna have to go back. I know that this is very looks terrible, so we're just gonna set him as ball defending midfielder. Um, as the roaming playmaker, we're going to have Orkun Kokshu plays very well as the number 10. He's not very well suited for deep playmaking unless he's paired with a defensive midfielder like Florentino. That said, because he is a midfielder, I think we're going to keep him on as a roaming playmaker. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So we're going to have Kokshu do his verticalizing, which is the best thing that he's good at, is verticalizing and making fast passes. Gonçalves is perfect as the advanced midfielder. For wings, Thiago Villa, I forget if Thiago Villa is better as a left back or a wing or a right back. It says he's better as a left back. It says he's better as a left back. So we're going to have him as left back. For did I say left back? Jesus, no. Left forward or left winger, if you will. Left winger. For a right winger, it's either going to be Di Maria or David Neres, but David Neres isn't really doing great, so I think we're just going to keep him off this game for now. So Angel Di Maria will play. And the issue with Angel Di Maria is that he's not a very pressing player, and if he does press, then that's not particularly characteristic of him. And up front, we're actually going to play Daniel Jebison because Artur Cabral plays a lot, and it'd be better if we actually get one of the kids play some football instead. We need someone else. So Danny Ceballos is here. We're gonna push him to. Right. Regarding players, they all know their styles. They all know their styles. There's really nothing. No. That's not what I wanted. We want more direct passing. We want tighter marking and more dribble. So we'll keep on with that. With Florentino Luis, we want him to tackle harder and mark tighter. But we also want him to run wide with the ball. So that's fine. These guys all have set instructions. Angel Di Maria also has set instructions, as is Gonçalo Guedes and Thiago Vea. And Daniel Jefferson, I also think that he's pretty much set in stone. So we're good here. As for the opposition, there's not really a lot of rocket science that we're going to do here. We'll select all of these and we'll set them to opposition instructions as previously set. So basically, I have an overall set of instructions for every player. Basically, press the hell out of everybody except a couple select players that you're not going to press as much, only mark, and try to knock the ball out of some. And in some of these cases, basically just do everything. So yeah, with that in mind, we're going to move on to the game. Let's hope it goes well. And if it doesn't go well, you know. I'm used to playing this game in Portuguese language, but it's pretty much the same. Out of it, English. It just it's like a kickoff, and it's a little slow, probably because it's the first game. Okay. Sorry about the change in aspect ratio, or not the change in aspect ratio, the change in screen mode. But yeah, this way the game runs better. Davison is a pretty good uh, ball, not a very good ball in his feet, but he knows how to do what we call pass the ball, or basically, he's a strong player who can keep the ball around while dribbling. That's one of the things that we suck balls, and that's set pieces. Well, not set pieces, corners. We're not very good at corners. Sorry. Orkan Kokshu passes to Rafael Rodriguez, who is wide and has all the space in the world to the sides. He crosses in, he gets the ball to Di Maria, but Mateus Magalhães got to stay. Sorry if you're getting any sound issues. I'm doing a lot of multitasking here. So as you can see, we are thoroughly dominating the game. No real new. This is a highly pressing, highly intense game tactic. I think he's offside. Yeah. And the thing about Braga is that they are also a very intense, high pressing team, which means that we get a lot of space. Daniel Jefferson he's touted as being a good dribbler, but he was off with his finishing there. He could have waited. Then again, though, I don't think he It was off the line too much. We're only getting comprehensive highlights here, by the way, in case you don't know. There you go. Gonçalves is so good. He's such a working player. Daniel Jefferson had an opportunity to score there. And we are playing Braga away, so basically we are playing them at the, what English people call the Rock Garden, you know it as the Pedreira. Daniel Jefferson is getting a lot of opportunities to show, although he did not get the ball there. Uh-oh. Simon Banza is a really good striker, so the workforce that Braga has up forward is very good. Thankfully, we've got more than enough talent in our disposal to handle them. Bruma is an amazing player. Holy shit, that was a close call. Well done, Samuel Squash. Braga has a lot of talent, and they're not even one of the top 3 teams in the Portuguese league. I say that even though they actually made it. Holy shit. They almost got the ball there again. They almost got a goal there again. Samuel Suarez has been on fire. There you go. Thiago Villa is so good too. A lot of young talent from the academy getting to show themselves off. Coupled with Henriks, who is young but a bit more of a high pressure experienced player. Again, he showed himself off at Leipzig. So we get a corner, and we're going to waste it because we're terrible at corners. Just like Benfica in real life, so yeah. Not even close. Go Gonçalves. Not even close. How on earth do they have less XG than we do? They had 2 shots on goal, and they were very close. I guess the amount of kicks you get in matters more. I don't think that makes any sense. Back to Kokshu, back to Guedes, and another kick. I think Gonçalo Guedes is rushing a little bit with the kicks. He's doing good at shooting from outside, but sometimes we need a little bit more nuance to our attempts. We do have more shots, but only 1 on target versus 2 for them. And again, this is going to be a competitive match, even though we are first place and undefeated. Samuel Spanish, very solid there. I said that we are undefeated, but again, this is not a league game. This is the Portuguese Cup game. So either way, it was wise on my part to go with the best players in the team because, or most of them, because this is always going to be a hard game to play. That said, we are handling things decently. No player is really showing himself off much. It says Thiago Villa is the best currently ranked player with 6.9 points, but we were only on the 17th minute. Gonçalves, again, as I was going to say earlier, is such a good workhorse. He's a workhorse, basically. Di Maria, with his biggest strength is his creativity. And Thiago Villa is also a workhorse who can handle strong pressure games. But please don't buy him if you are watching this video and you are in any way related to the big sharks of Europe. Great pass by Kokshu there. Unfortunately, he was not able to get a shot. Oof. Kokshu goes for a free kick. That was close. I believe it was Di Maria who got that heading out. Blazes it wide so that Braga can try to counterattack, but no use. Great pass from Thiago Veiga. He's one-on-one, but Jefferson flubbered it. We are completely on top for these 22 minutes. Even though I would still say that the most dangerous shots were Braga's. I didn't really give you much of an overlook at my tactics, but basically, as I said, we are playing a very dynamic, very high movement pressing style with tiki-taka vertical passing. So basically a blend of the tactics of Roger Schmidt and Ruben Amorim, who is currently coaching at Sporting, which is one of our rivals. But it relies heavily on movement and roam and players who roam a lot in the on field. What the hell, Antonio Silva? What was that? Thankfully, Buzza blazed it wide. That was hard to say. Di Maria and Guedes and Morata are already high ranked. No surprise, they are usually some of the better players in the team. Kokshu going for a free kick. Not very good. We got a corner, but getting corners is useless with this team. I don't know how to get corners right. Does anyone here know how to get corners right in Football Manager? Some people make it seem easy. Then again, I don't really work them enough. But I think it shouldn't be rocket science, and it always turns out to be. Oh, and somehow Antonio Silva got yellow carded. Great. The crowd is now yelling or whistling at Braga, even though they are playing at home. Nothing particularly threatening for Samuel Suarez, who in real life he is a decent but nothing amazing keeper. But again, in FM he is a prospect. Though we do have much better choices. Great pass. Will Jefferson finally get it? No, the angle is too tight there. This guy managed to out-dribble my good old Henriks. Though he still managed to get a corner. So João Coutinho, Portuguese team legend. And they get another corner. It's also going to be kicked by Moutinho. Morat, once again, imperial on heights. And the danger has been cleared. But they get another attempt. And another corner. So, yeah. How many corners have they got? Oh, boy. That was close. That's their third shot on target. They have more than we do. Didn't bother to comment that because it was offside. And with all that, there still hasn't really been much. They get a goal kick again. Now, there's something that's not realistic at all, which is Angel Di Maria coming to midfield to get ball. That's not realistic at all, but we can't do anything about it. Oh, that was so good! Holy shit, great goal. With an amazing assist from Orkun Kokcu and a fucking delicious finishing from Di Maria there. That is just ingenious. Amazing. All right. And just like that, the mark has been set. 0-1 or 1-0, depending on however you want to say it. Braga don't really have much to really come back with. They do have, again, I think they have a tremendous attack, but they haven't really done substantial enough. All right, well, that about does the first half. Some players are already quite tired. Sorry for the lag again. My PC is a little weak. We're not really going to do any changes at halftime. We're just going to keep things as they are. At around the 50-60 minute mark, I think we're going to make some changes if necessary. But right now, things are going well. Even though, again, Braga have been dangerous, but nothing. They haven't really been able to be as strong as they normally are. Not sure why that was considered a highlight. Maybe just because it was the kickoff to the second half. Well, Braga finally managed to get some danger. That was an amazing little dribble from Adrian Marin. Lucas Mineiro is also a strong, buff player. But as is, Henriks managed to get the ball back. And again, Gonçalves is so good in that advanced midfield role. He's everywhere, basically. Di Maria with another shot on target, and Smithers Magalhães saved it. It was just by a little bit. Just by a little bit. Great save. Corner, which is a waste. Still, I'd rather have a corner than have nothing. Oh, that was a strong shot from Florentino. Totally unexpected. Oh, but it was considered offside. Damn it, Jeppesen. Kid hasn't really been doing great. Not sure why I bought him, honestly. It was... Oh, boy! That was so close! Holy shit. I'm not really giving Braga enough credit. They have gotten quite a few dangerous close goals there. Not close goals, but close attempts there. And Samuel Suarez has been doing fantastic to his credit. Well, I don't think I'm doing enough to take advantage of Kokcu's abilities. He's a swift player who can really kick off an attack in motion, but I'm only using it. Oh boy, I'm only using it in a deep roll. Di Maria wasted that shot there, that free kick there, but eh. I think we got to make substitutions because I think the team's getting a little tired. Antonio Silva is yellow carded, so I think we'll take him off. Who would be a good... We'll go to the tactics and subs menu because I think we handle ourselves better there. Or at least we would if this thing wasn't slow as fuck. Tactics. Tony Silva is yellow carded, so who do we have? And AM Mihaj, who is a decent but nothing extraordinary center back. Although he has been performing solidly for our team. I got him on loan as like what we call a hole filler. He is a filler role, although I could have easily just gotten a player from the youth squad. But nevertheless, I got this kid. He's not bad. And I have Adrian Bajrami. How do you spell that in English? I don't know. Because this is a Taça de Portugal game, so I was gonna go with Bajrami, but Morata has been doing decently, so we're just gonna go with Miraj instead. And is anyone in a tougher position right now? Well, Kokshu is a little tired, and Mosal Guedes is doing just great, so we're gonna replace the midfield. We're gonna put a player who's not doing so, Frederick Harshness. He does the same role pretty solidly. Box-to-box midfielder. That's perfect for him. And we're going to confirm changes. Again, this takes forever because the PC is not the fastest. But we'll get there. Di Maria with another free kick. Damn, that was close by Morato. If only he was that good in real life. He actually scored once for the Champions League for us. That was a dumbass. That was so dumb. He just plays it to the other team's keeper. Still, because we have a talented enough squad, we get the ball really fast. Rafael Rodriguez has been doing pretty solidly, actually. Though he's only rated at 6.7, so maybe I'm overrating him. But I haven't seen anything particularly negative from him. Maybe I'm not getting the best out of him. We'll set him as... we'll set him as an attacking fullback. Because I think he's really good up front. Morat has been amazing this game. Gonçalo Guedes, he's everywhere basically. Jevison, he's been pretty piss poor in this game. Not gonna lie. I want the kid to succeed, but he's been an underwhelming. And I fucking put out 10 million euros for him. Ridiculous. He's actually on loan this season, but I still yelled out 10 million even though he's been underperforming all season long. Will he get this goal or was he offside? He was offside. Yeah, he's not gonna take any longer. We're just gonna put him out. Is Petarmuza or Artur Cabral? Which one of these? We're gonna go Petarmuza. Gonçalves has been booked, so he's the next person to leave. And Braga have made some substitutions. André Horta is a pretty good player. Bruno. Oh shit! Damn! That was straight to the top, to the bar. How was that not a goal? We are very lucky at this point. Braga have gotten some seriously dangerous shots on goal. Well, not necessarily shots on goal, but close shots as they are. We need to score at least one more goal before we change our mentality. Damn, Florentino. His shooting ability isn't that good, for the record. Right, I think our assistant manager is calling Morato out, and truth be told, he is absolutely gassed, so we're taking him out. Bajrami goes to his position. Bajrami is also a pretty solid, solid little player. And we have one more yellow, so one more. We're gonna put Kasper Tengstedt. Not Kasper. What am I saying? We're gonna put Kasper Tengstedt. Yeah, that's right. He goes to Gonçalves' advanced midfield position, and confirm changes. And we're calling that a day for these two players. One of the Braga players just got yellow carded. Great pass. Great pass. Oh, that was also so close. Brilliant vision from Kasper Tengstedt there. Oh boy. Oh shit! Great save once again. If I forget, because we are at the 79th minute and we have been pretty dominant, all things considered, but we are still only 1-0 up. If Braga score, games back on board for them. Muzo. Di Maria. Oh, brilliant! Fucking great! Once again, Angel Di Maria saves the day. Petar Musa with a great header goes straight inside, and just like that, I think game over for Braga. With an amazing unblocking wide pass from Frederick Arshens. Although that's not really what Arshens does in real life, but again, it fits his play style here in Football Manager, so it works just fine. We only have 5 shots on target from 17. That's absurd. That said, though, 17 shots is quite a lot. We don't have any more substitutions, so we're just gonna call off the. We're just gonna call off the mentality to positive, and we're gonna call the instructions for press more often. And Di Maria recovers another ball again. That's not normal for him. Oof. Braga will probably get a lot more ball in these final minutes, or not. Yeah, we have slowed down significantly. And maybe it wasn't wise to not take off Di Maria, who is 34. And yet, that paid off because he was responsible for the assist for the second goal. 4 minutes of added time. Everyone has been doing solidly except some of the kids, namely Rafael Rodrigues and Thiago Villa. I still think that they're okay, all things considered. They've done some good games, just they haven't been able to really show off in this one. That's fine, it happens to a lot. Just like that, Thiago Villa gets a shot on goal, but it was saved. And Rafael Rodrigues with a great interception there. Arsnes is a fantastic player, but he's not really known for these kind of state or field variations. What the hell? Arsnes coming right back. Beast. And there you go. Game over. 2-0 victory for us. We are still undefeated. Well, not undefeated in all competitions. We lost a couple games for the Champions League. But yeah, all things considered, it was a solid showing for us. The whole team did a solid job. The only player that was really much of that was a bit of a disappointment was Daniel Jefferson. It says Antonio Silva was a disappointment too, but I didn't see him doing anything that poorly other than getting himself yellow carded. Angel Di Maria was man of the match, very deserved. A goal and an assist, pretty awesome. And yeah, that was that. I think that we did a cut for the rest of the day. I hope that you had a tremendous week. I hope that you continue to have a great week. And until next time, we'll see you soon, and bye.